everybody wants to do a project. Everybody wants to issue a coin. Everybody wants to sell an NFT. Today, only the strong founders are doing that now. So the selection is actually much better. Today, it's harder to raise money. So in this climate, so in the bear market, you want to hire people, you want to invest in other companies, and you want to do acquisitions and consolidation. Each cycle is about 4 years, so 2013, 2017, 2021. And if we look at those 4-year cycles, it's usually a 1-year dip. The dip happens.
One of the major questions every investor in crypto has right now is when the bear market ends. When will this cycle be over so the bull run finally starts? Today, we will have Changpeng Zhao, Binance CEO, in an exclusive interview from Web Summit. As he is mainly known, CZ will answer these questions based on his perspective as the most prominent exchange owner. So this video will have a ton of value like usual. So please pay close attention until the end, when CZ is also making his quick prediction on when the bear market will be over.
I think I was 16 when I was working at a gas station. I just had my driver license. It's Chevron on Kingsway Street in Vancouver. I was actually working the night shift from 11 p.m. to like 7, 9, 8 a.m. The night shift for the summer. So that was a pretty tough job actually because it screws up your schedule. Before that, I was working at McDonald's, which many people know about. Before that, I was actually doing did a few weeks of newspaper delivery. So I started working when I was quite young. And I started Binance when I was 39. So there's quite a lot of history in between. So many people think of Binance as the overnight success. For me, it's like it took 20 years.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I think for entrepreneurs, we gotta persist. We're gonna encounter many problems. But now, for me, now the thinking process is much clearer.
Right.
Just get rid of all the stuff that doesn't matter and just focus on stuff that matter.
Do you know how CZ started with crypto? Have you ever heard his story and how much he invested in Bitcoin when he started?
I got into crypto in 2013 when a friend of mine says, CZ, you should consider moving 10% of your net worth into Bitcoin. There's a small chance you will go to zero. There's a higher chance you will go 10x. And if it does 10x, you double your net worth. I was like, okay, that's a pretty serious recommendation. So after that, I looked into it. I didn't do 10%, I went all in. Took me about 6 months to understand Bitcoin, read the white paper. This is in mid-2013. So there was much less information back then. So at the beginning of 2014, I decided to go all in on this new technology. I couldn't articulate back then, but today, the way I would say it is, if we think about the internet was just a new technology for transferring information. It's TCP/IP packets on the wire over the air. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all internet is. But then we built this whole industry out of that. This blockchain industry it's just a new technology for transferring value. But if the internet was dealing with data and information, this thing deals with money.
Yeah.
The impact is going to be much higher. So in 2013, I couldn't articulate it that way.
Yeah.
But I understood this industry is going to be huge. So I said, look, I'm not going to miss it. Sold my apartment, bought Bitcoin, and then started looking for a job.
What's his perspective on the current cycle for Bitcoin? What's happening and what can we expect?
Every time when there's historically, Bitcoin goes through 4-year cycles. 2013 was all-time high. 2017 was an all-time high. 2021 was an all-time high. But each one of them was higher than the previous one. But history doesn't predict the future. It doesn't mean in the future it will go high or low. So I think you guys got to make that judgment for yourself. But the technology is growing. The technology is being evolved. So if you look at the fundamental industry, it's not going away. It's a concept that's in hundreds of millions of people's heads. You can't erase a concept like that. So today you can shut down the internet. There will be internet 2. There will be Starlink, there will be other things. You can shut down one blockchain, but there will be other blockchains. So the technology is not going away. There's millions of developers in the industry still developing applications. It's just going to get bigger. There will be a lot of failures, just like the internet, just like any startup industry. So there's a lot of risk, there's a lot of volatility, but the industry is growing.
How do CZ and Binance face competition in the space? Are we getting into a highly competitive space where new investors and entrepreneurs can't even have a chance? And what else is needed for crypto to reach the next level?
We don't view other players as competition. The industry is so small. So today, if we look at crypto adoption, it's probably less than 5%. Out of 100 people, this crowd may be different, but out of 100 random people on the street, maybe less than 5 people have some kind of crypto. And if you look at net worth, out of that 5%, probably on average, less than 10% of their net worth is in crypto. So net worth-wise, it's probably less than 0.5% adoption. When you're in an early, unsaturated market, you want as many players to be in the industry as possible. So the more players that join, the better, because every player will develop their own, they will push the boundaries of the ecosystem. The more people that we can get into crypto, the larger our business will become. So today, the industry is so early, we should be a very collaborative, get as many players in, as many businesses, as many users in, because each one of us is going to be developing different type of users. There will be some overlap, there will be some competition, that's normal, but it's not a saturated market at all. So we don't view other people as competitors at all. This is why we always encourage other centralized exchanges, other blockchains, other wallets, other everything. The more the better. This is a very common problem for any new industry, right? If you think about the internet again, when internet first started, I think I used 24 baud modems. They take like 2 minutes to dial up through a phone, and then it's called the World Wide Web back then, right? E-commerce didn't work. There was credit card fraud. Delivery takes like 2 months or a month for you to get something. So, and guess what? It's technology. Technology grows exponentially. So I don't know I don't have the design for a faster blockchain, etc. I'm not that technical anymore. But I do know that there's got to be about 1 million developers in the ecosystem already. There's some really smart ones, like Vitalik, a bunch of other guys. They're all working on this problem. So, and the speed increments is not going to come from one thing. It's going to come from many little different things, right? It's very similar to the computers. There was a faster CPU, there was a faster bus, there was a faster RAM, there's a faster cable. So all of those things combined, you'll get better. So I'm very, very confident technology grows at an exponential rate. So you will get there. I don't know how, but with that many developers, so we just got to fund developers. Today, Binance's role, I view Binance's role as a platform for other platforms. So we can help other developers, we can invest in them, we can give them liquidity, we can list their tokens, and we want to support the ecosystem to grow. So that will ensure the technology continue to evolve, not just because of us, just because everyone's doing it. So so that's the natural progression of technology. Actually, we can't stop it. No one can stop it, right? So technology progression comes from millions of minds, all working on fine-tuning, improving something collectively, and then over different times, the technology will improve. Even if Binance stops today, the industry will continue to grow.
We agree with CZ on crypto and blockchain being a new technology that will be improved with time, bringing many intelligent people to the industry. What we're living now will be the solution for more and more people with time, and as time goes by, this progression will get more accepted and new investors will come in, just like what happened with the dot-coms and the social media. But for that to happen, one of the biggest questions is how regulators and CBDCs will compete with the crypto vision. Will they interfere and try to stop it? Or will they help increase mass adoption? Let's hear what Changpeng Zhao has to say.
First of all, not all the government officials promote CBDCs. Some do, some don't. Different people have different views. I've met many regulators, officials that promote Bitcoin, BNB, many different coins, many different blockchains. CBDCs fundamentally are somewhat different from native cryptocurrencies. CBDCs have the advantage of being issued by a government, so they can force adoption. They'll say, look, today you use the fiat money, and this is a digital version of it. So the adoption rate is going to be high. It also is very positive for the crypto industry in terms of education. There will be quite a lot of limitations on CBDCs. Most versions of CBDCs I've been hearing about or seeing are unlimited supply. The central bank can mint more money like that. Bitcoin's limited supply. I think for this crowd, we know the difference between those two. most CBDCs will have permissions. If you want to move $10 million from one country to another, you probably will have to apply for permission. Whereas with Bitcoin today, from wallet to wallet, there's no permission. So, so they're little different things that are still different. So I don't think CBDCs will replace the native cryptocurrencies. I do think many people in the industry are against CBDCs, especially like the crypto OGs. I'm not. I think the more choices we have, the better. Today, Binance serves as a bridge between the centralized, the traditional finance and the crypto world, and we have to integrate with banks. We've seen that in countries where there's a banking support for cryptocurrency exchanges, the market grows faster. There are many countries like that. And if there's a CBDC that we can integrate directly, then we solve that banking problem. And then we can actually, I believe, will increase the speed of adoption into crypto. So there's pros and cons in everything. So it's rarely black and white. So that's kind of my view on CBDCs. There are people who have extreme views about, crypto want to overthrow things. I have a slightly different view. I think we don't need to overthrow anything. We don't need to fight against anything. This is a new technology. The technology is neutral. Crypto, Bitcoin, BNB is very, very neutral. Anybody can use it. Any person, any company, any bank, any central bank, any government can use it. It is a better form. It is a better technology. It's a better tool for money. It's a better form of money. So the organizations or institutions that don't use it will be at a disadvantage over time. So they can fight it, or they can adopt it. The technology is very neutral. There are certain players that are always against somebody. There are banks that want to crush Bitcoin, and then there's Bitcoin OGs that want to crush banks. Those are individuals. That's not us. So we just want to help to evolve and improve this technology so that it benefits the masses. So the technology has nothing to do with dictatorship or country structures, etc. Kodak invented digital cameras, but because all of their revenue come from film sales, their executives, probably their KPIs are based on film sales. So they want to protect the film sales. And then they didn't use the digital camera thing. Today, 20 years later, Kodak filed for bankruptcy. Today, the largest camera companies, Canon, Nikon, Sony, they are all pre-digital camera companies. They all used to sell film cameras, but they adopted the new technology, and they're fine. The business model is a little bit different now. They no longer sell film. So technology is neutral. So the earlier the different person, companies, banks, financial institutions, or even countries, the earlier they adopt this new technology, the more powerful they will be in the future. Short term, there'll be some pain. So it's finding that balance. I actually view that countries that want to be strong later should adopt this technology.
And what about building businesses in the bear market? Should people do it? And when will it finally end?
In the bear market, there's much less things to do. So there's less partying, there's less, just less exciting stuff. So you just gotta build. But more seriously, in a bear market, it's actually easier to hire talent. Because in a bull market, like a year ago, a college grad with knowing a little bit of Solidity programming costs a lot of money. The salaries they demand just doesn't make sense to me. So, but now it's come down to very reasonable levels. So it's easier to hire people. It's easier to grow. It's also easier to invest in other companies. A year ago, every project was worth over $100 million. Even pre-product, just 6-pager white paper is $100 million. No, a year ago, everybody wants to do a project. Everybody wants to issue a coin. Everybody wants to sell an NFT. Today, only the strong founders are doing that now. So the selection is actually much better. Today it's harder to raise money. So in this climate, so in the bear market, you want to hire people, you want to invest in other companies, and you want to do acquisitions and consolidation. In bull markets, you want to raise money if you need to. That's kind of how I view the market. Yeah. And on the second question, I can answer historically. Each cycle is about 4 years, so 2013, 2017, 2021. And if we look at those 4-year cycles, it's usually a 1-year dip. The dip happens faster, and like a 2-year recovery, and then another year of all-time high. So we're kind of a year in, but I cannot predict the future. The history doesn't predict the future, so yeah.
Did you enjoy this video? Want us to bring more CZ content to the channel? Let us know in the comments below, and please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Thanks.